cruise ship, and so we've been kind of out of touch with my YouTube family. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. We are building the family on the YouTube channel. Hey, listen, if you want to support the channel, and I hope you do, please subscribe, share, make a comment. But we are on a 15-day cruise, and it started October 15th, where we flew from Orlando to Newark, New Jersey airport. We had a couple-hour layover, and then we were scheduled for a 7-hour flight to Barcelona from Newark. However, we got on board, and they announced that the catering truck was late to the plane. They would be about a half hour late, and after that it would be another 15, 20 minutes, which it was. Then we got on the tarmac, and a couple runways were under construction. So the pilot said, don't worry, we are number 15 in line, so another hour. So the 7 hours turning it into 9.5, almost 10. But the flight wasn't that bad. So my wife watched a couple movies, and I did my reading, and I actually watched a movie also. But so we had a pretty good trip in the 9 hours we were on the plane. But it was a 7-hour flight to Barcelona, and we got into Barcelona. And going through customs was pretty good. It was about an hour, but it ran pretty smoothly. And last time we went to Spain in 2009, it was like a rush. Everybody was pushing and shoving, going through customs, and it was kind of a hellacious deal. Not enjoyable, but this time everything was organized. I had all the lines and the queue lines all being monitored and keeping track of everybody. No cheaters allowed. And so we got through customs in about an hour. So we got into Barcelona at the airport, and then the Viking Sea personnel were there waiting to greet us, and they took our luggage, whereupon they said your luggage will be delivered to your suite, and when you arrive at your cabin, your luggage will be there waiting for you. And it was, just as they said. And after they took our luggage, we were quickly loaded onto a beautiful new bus, and with just Viking Sea patrons. And we 30 minutes later, we were at the ship, checked in with our ID, and off to our cabin we went, where our luggage was actually waiting for us. So that's where I am now. We are currently at sea. So after we checked in, we had a few hours available to us. So Alba and I went on our own to a little walking tour, La Rambla in Barcelona. So we got to see a little bit of Barcelona, very close to the ship, and it was pretty amazing, pretty nice. But we didn't have much time. We had to be back to the ship around 5:30, and then by 7 we were off to sea. And so had a great meal, and we have great friends that we're here with from Lantana in Florida, where we live. So we have neighbors actually traveling with us. One of them is our travel agent, Patty Kutchis, and she did an amazing job arranging this wonderful cruise. So thank you for checking in. Thanks for checking in, Tom, Ted, Bob. If you haven't already, everybody, this is Cliff Yates. Please subscribe to the channel, share. That's how you can support the channel. And the next day, which was yesterday, continuing, we docked in Valencia, Spain. Alba and I had been there in 2009, and we went to the Yadro factory. But yesterday we were on a 3-hour walking tour with other members, obviously, from the ship. So we were bused to a location in the old town there of Valencia, and had an amazing tour guide that took us around and explaining everything about the history of Valencia, which is really amazing. The architecture in Valencia, just crazy good. Spain is wonderful, and it's wonderful to be with my wife, Alba, who speaks perfect Spanish, so that's always an asset. And Valencia was awesome. And then so back on the ship, and the food has been amazing. This Viking Sea ship is just crazy good. That's our first cruise. And Patty and Dave, one of our neighbors, and Patty is our cruise director, our travel agent, our friend and travel agent, and she arranged. She's got a group of about 15 on this trip. And there's been no hiccups or challenges. And if there's any hint of that, she is right there to step in and make sure, nope, everything's going to run smoothly, and I will make sure of it. And she will intercede on any snags, and there hasn't really been any snags. And she double checks to make sure there will be none. She's just been wonderful. And maybe if she has a link to her business, I'll leave that in a description. But she's been wonderful, and the food has been amazing on this ship, and there's all sorts of different types of food available, from sushi to gourmet and it's an all-inclusive drink package included that we have. So just an amazing full bars everywhere. And also amazing is the fitness center. I mean, they actually have some free weights, dumbbells, and about 7 or 8 treadmills and Stairmaster machines and some other weight resistance machines and a yoga room. And they also have a cold plunge sauna and a regular pool and jacuzzi. And it has just been amazing. And this Viking Sea crew, just great. So it's all been good. So we flew into Barcelona, had a few hours there. Next day, Valencia was the first port. A great tour in Valencia. And now we're at sea for one day. And tomorrow we will be at Seville, or Sevilla, however you want to pronounce it. And we will have another excursion to Seville and more about Spain. And from there, the next day, we will be at sea for a short time, and we will then be in Morocco, and we'll also go on an excursion to Morocco. Then we'll have a day at sea, and the next day we'll be in Portugal. And then after Portugal, we'll have six nights at sea only until we get to San Martin, or San Martin, however you want to pronounce it. And we'll have another beautiful excursion there. And the next day we will dock in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where we will fly back to Florida, the end of the cruise. So the only long, arduous part would have been was the 7-hour flight from Newark to Barcelona. But that wasn't that bad. And then we don't have that on the way back because we're going to be at sea 6 nights and ending in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So the flight back to Florida will be less than 3 hours. It'll be just a little hopper, and it'll be easy peasy to get back home. We'll fly in to Orlando, and we have a short Uber ride home, an hour, and we'll be back on the beach in Florida, basically Melbourne Beach, the Space Coast, back home with our Lantana friends that we're actually here on the ship with. So Team Yates is having a great time, everybody. Oh, Tom, Tim, Barbara, thanks for checking in. If you haven't already, everybody, please subscribe. That's how you can support my channel. And right now, I've been adding some current events and what's going on in the world, but also mostly inspiration, motivation, positivity, and philosophy so that we can live a greater life, and like we are right now. And this is, you can see right outside our cabin. We have a little bit of a veranda there, and then we got a balcony overlooking the water. And this has just been a great cruise so far. It's our first cruise that we've ever been on, so we are not veteran cruisers, but just wanted to catch up on you. And man, for those who've already supported the channel, and thank you for subscribing and commenting and sharing the videos. Our podcast is really growing, and I appreciate all the support. Sending love back to you. If you haven't already, please support the channel. That's the way to help me out, and subscribe. It tells the computer and the algorithm, hey, people are interacting with the show or the channel. And, you know, I film the podcast for the YouTube channel, but I also do other videos. And so please, you can support the channel, because right now we have no advertisers, no sponsors, so you get just raw data. The podcast is all business, fun, and no advertisements that you have to go through. And we're going to try to keep it that way. And thanks again for supporting the channel. Subscribe. That'll help support it. Listen, I have to tell you, I'm sorry, but there's a cocktail package included. I'm off to have one. And so, you know I love you. I'll see you at the next video, probably.